Imagine walking into a room and before anyone even says hello, you already know who the leader is, who's uncomfortable, and who's trying to hide something. It sounds like a superpower, but it's just applied psychology. Most people go their entire lives blind to the signals others constantly emit. Today, I'm going to teach you the practical method to read anyone in just 30 seconds. Get ready to see the world as if you had human X-ray vision. The truth is that our brain has been programmed over millennia to communicate through the body, long before we developed verbal language. While words can lie easily, the body rarely manages to hide the truth. That's why the best negotiators, leaders, and psychologists don't just listen to what people say, but pay close attention to what their bodies silently reveal. The key to a quick reading isn't looking at everything at once, but rather focusing on what we call the baseline. In seconds, you need to identify how that person normally behaves in order to detect deviations. Ask yourself, is this person naturally agitated or calm? Do they speak loudly or quietly? Do they gesture a lot or a little? Only after establishing this baseline can you identify significant changes in behavior that indicate hidden emotions or concealed intentions. The human body has 3 points of information leakage that are nearly impossible to control when the brain is under pressure or emotion. Let's divide them into 10-second blocks, each to maximize your observation capacity. The first 10 seconds are for observing the feet and legs. As we saw before, they're the most honest part of the body. This happens because the primitive brain controls the lower extremities, and they react instinctively before the conscious mind can intervene. If the person has their feet crossed or swinging frantically, there's accumulated anxiety. If the feet point toward the exit, they want to leave, even though the smile on their face says otherwise. Also notice the posture. Spread legs indicate confidence and territorial dominance, while very close or crossed legs suggest defensiveness or discomfort. This first observation block already gives you a huge advantage about what the person really feels. In the next 10 seconds, move up to the torso and hands. Hands are powerful tools of nonverbal communication. Hidden hands in pockets or behind the back suggest the person is concealing information or doesn't want to commit. Open palms, on the contrary, demonstrate honesty and transparency. Also, observe if the person frequently touches their face, neck, or arms, as these are self-soothing gestures that appear when there's internal tension. A torso lean back is a classic sign of distancing or arrogance, while leaning forward demonstrates interest or aggressiveness, depending on muscle tension. The torso can also reveal emotional orientation. If the person turns their body toward you, they're open to interaction. If turned slightly to the side, there's reluctance or disinterest. Mastering this quick reading will transform your meetings, dates, and even casual conversations. You'll stop simply accepting what people say and start understanding what they really feel and think. If you want to become an expert in deciphering the human code and never be caught by surprise again, subscribe to the channel now. Knowledge is your best defense. The last 10 seconds are for the face and voice. Forget the words and focus on the emphasis. If the person's voice rises in pitch at the end of a statement, they're insecure or lying. A long pause before responding may indicate that the brain is fabricating a response instead of retrieving a real memory. On the face, look for microexpressions. A slight nose wrinkle indicates disgust. One corner of the mouth rising alone reveals contempt. If the eyes blink very rapidly, the brain is processing stressful information. Pay attention also to eye contact. Too much can be a sign of attempted control or elaborate lying, while complete lack suggests shame or insecurity. Combine these 3 blocks, feet, hands, and face, and you'll have the complete profile in less than half a minute. This method isn't for judging, but for understanding. When you read someone correctly, you can adapt your communication to get the best possible outcome from any interaction, whether in a negotiation, a first date, or a job interview. This skill is the difference between success and failure. Which of these points do you find most difficult to observe, the feet or facial microexpressions? Leave your opinion here in the comments. And if you want to apply this right now to know if someone is interested in you, watch this video about attraction signals that's on the screen. See you in the next video.